1, 2, 3, 4 years completed, but time just will not stop. In terms of quests released per year, this one sits at the top. 23 full years of questing, Caves of Bank must stay alive. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2005. Welcome back to May 17th, 2005. Just finishing up some crafting here, which will be finishing up crafting here. Be enough for now. Future plans with crafting definitely exist, but I've got more immediate things to deal with, including the next updates and stuff. So, we are done with this inventory. 61 crafting. That is a quest requirement, strong woodcutting urns, gala leather vambraces in Daemonheim, and green dragonhide coifs. None of these exist yet, despite the fact that we already have green d-hide chaps and vambraces. Coif's not a thing yet, so can't make that. If we could, that would be something we could consider making, since you're currently wearing a leather cowl. Or we could just go and buy an archer helm. That'd be better than both of those things. But I don't need to, so I'm not. 33,000 coins from that crafting level. Total cash stack, 5,196,000. Very good. Very good. Go stand in my usual after crafting location and talk about some updates. Although, it's more of update singular this time. Getting straight into it on May 31st, 2005. There's 2 new game rules. No asking for personal details, at least to the level that you could find them in real life. Like, just a name, maybe the country they're in, but just don't push it. Don't mess around with that. Security and all that. And also, don't misuse the official forums, which really is not an issue anymore, since to misuse the official forums, you have to first use the official forums. So, not as much of a thing these days. There are new player models for female characters. And since it's slightly different now, you can now go to the Makeover Mage, Hairdresser, and Thessalia to change everything around, get new outfits, try different looks and hairstyles and everything, for free for the next week. So you can work with, see what's available, and what you might want to change to. There's also many new emotes. Emotes tab here. Wasn't entirely clear which ones were new, because a lot of them looked like they were available at the release of RuneScape 2. Possibly just changed slightly, and then later they are changed again, so can't see exactly what that was. There's also some new emotes that we were going to be getting to in a little bit here. Also, the brown cavalier is now the tanned cavalier. For whatever reason. People wanted that change. Makes it more fancy. And there's a fast right-click option for the boat to Morton, since so many more people are going to be heading down that way for Barrows. Just streamline that process ever so slightly. And ever so slightly indeed. Technically, if you were on Ancients, you could teleport to Canifis and then take the shortcut and the tree and the boat down to Morton. That's about as quickly as you're going to be getting to Barrows, though. And using ancient magic is not cheap. So, depends how you're feeling, I guess. Instead of any of that, though, we are continuing Underground Month on the very, very last day here of Underground Month with 2 quests. Been a while since 2 quests have been released on the same day, so that's exciting. The first of which is The Lost Tribe. Talk to Sigmund in Lumbridge Castle. Requires Goblin Diplomacy, 17 Mining, 13 Agility, and 13 Thieving. Also used to require Rune Mysteries, if just to show that you're working with the Duke a little bit before, gain some trust or something. But with the changes to Rune Mysteries, that was no longer even connected at all, so that's not a thing anymore. Already did it though, so that's fine. Required items: pickaxe, light source. Pickaxe we have, easily, since we've been doing all this crafting. Light source, I guess we'll just go get a candle. We could go and make another bullseye lantern, but that's a bit too much work. Not too worried about it. Just gonna go get a candle. Of course, that also means getting over to Catherby. And that's going to mean going and getting some more runes to teleport. Luckily, Alcarid's not too far from Varrock, so things could be worse. And they will be worse in the future, trying to get to places that have things without teleports. But that's for later. For now, the Lost Tribe. Into Lumbridge Castle. Candle burning. Climbing upstairs to talk to Sigmund. New advisor to the Duke of Lumbridge here. They just hang out in his bedroom. It's fine. They don't really have a throne room or anything. It's not a very big castle. Sigmund, can I help you? Who are you? I'm the Duke's advisor. Can you give me any advice then? I only advise the Duke. But if you want to make yourself useful, there are evil goblins to slay on the other side of the river. Foreshadowing. Do you have any quests for me? There was recently some damage to the castle's cellar. Part of the wall has collapsed. The Duke insists that it was an earthquake, but I think some kind of monsters are to blame. Would you like to help investigate? Except, you should ask other people around the town if they saw anything. Alright? You see anything? Can I help you? What was I doing again? Yeah, I asked you to talk to the people around Lumbridge, see if any of them know what happened in the cellar. Okay, I'll ask the Duke. We can get an anti-dragon shield if we wanted. What happened in the cellar? The wall collapsed because of an earthquake. I'm waiting for a team of builders to come and repair it. Not as definitive as we would think. There's some things here some people here that we can't talk to. Just need to keep looking around. Talk to the cook. Hello, friend. How's the adventure going? Oh, pretty good. You know what happened in the cellar? You're the cook. That makes sense. The castle really did suffer in the Battle of Lumbridge. I'm glad it's over. That's not what we're talking about. La 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 la. Well, that's what happened in the castle. That's not what it is. You know what happened in the castle cellar? That's the right option. Oh no, it's terrible, isn't it? There was rock dust everywhere. It got on all my ingredients. So he has no idea, clearly. Keep expanding our search here. Nastroth isn't here. Jacqueline isn't here. Hans has been here since the very beginning. Hello. What are you doing here? Do you know what happened in the castle cellar? The wall collapsed. I had to spend all day clearing it up. The Duke says it was an earthquake. Y'all are not very helpful, are you? Oh, the question here now is, who exists that we can ask? Lumbridge Sage, are you a person yet? Nope, but you are an achievement. Alright. Let's go talk to Bob. He's a person. He exists. We constantly take free pickaxes from him. Hey, Bob. Know anything about the cellar? No, we should find whoever is responsible and slay them with an axe. It's on brand. Always an opportunity for marketing, I suppose. Brother Eric, how you doing? Welcome back to the Church of Holy Severdomen, my friend. What can I do for you today? Ask about the castle cellar. Last night, I was in the kitchen and I heard a noise from the cellar. I opened the trapdoor and saw a creature dart into a hole in the wall. It looked a bit like a goblin, but it had big, bulging eyes. It wasn't wearing armor, it had this odd helmet with a light on it. The tunnel was too dark for me to follow it, so I went to tell the Duke. But when we went down to the cellar, the hole had been blocked up, and no one believes me. I believe you. Thank you, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. If you can convince the Duke I'm telling the truth, then we can get to the bottom of this mystery. Alright. So, the local priest was in the kitchen, in the castle cellar, for some reason. Seems legit. Let's go report to the Duke here. But he honestly just thinks it was an earthquake, so, I don't know. Duke Horatio, how you doing? Father Eric said he saw something in the cellar. Like a goblin with big eyes. Yes, he mentioned that to me, but I think he was imagining things. Goblins live in natural caves, but everyone knows they don't have the wit to make their own tunnels. Yes, Your Grace. Well, if there is any possibility that this is a goblin incursion, then we should take that possibility very seriously. I think we should at least investigate. Your Grace, this is the adventurer who defeated the dragon Elvarg. I think you should listen to him. Very well. I give you permission to investigate this mystery. There is a blocked tunnel, then perhaps you should try to unblock it. That sounds like a plan. We did, in fact, defeat the dragon Elvarg. Got the whole shield thing here. The Duke should really know about that. He's the one that keeps giving us the anti-dragon shield, so it's fine. Also, we've done a lot of things beyond Dragon Slayer, but that's a good starting point, I guess. Rubble. Cleared. Hole here. With our magical seeing through the walls ability, we can see a lot of stuff going on. Mine the rubble with our pickaxe. Fantastic. Make short work of this, and it's sub 20 mining requirement. You dig a narrow tunnel through the rocks. Squeeze through the hole. And we pop out in some tunnels. See a symbol on some rocks. Looking rocky. A brooch on the ground here. Brooch. This. Look at it. Got another symbol. And then a branching pathway. To the south, we got a hole, which squeezes on over in once we clear this one too. Got a lot of holes to clear. Dig a narrow tunnel through the rocks. Squeeze through this hole, and we are in the Lumbridge Swamp Caves with an exposed flame. Great plans. Lots of fun stuff down in here. And there's actually even some new things, like cave eels and frog spawn from the fishing. Well, those are terrible, so we don't really care. They're just thematic. I can live with that. Yeah, we found this brooch here. Let's go talk to the Duke about that. Brooch. It's like a little necklace kind of thing. I don't know. It's a pin. It's something. Don't have many of those. Anyways. So we found this in the tunnel, and there's absolutely tunnels back there. That much is at least clear. Duke Horatio. Got you this thingy. I dug through the rubble in the cellar and found a tunnel. On the ground, I found this brooch. I've never seen anything like that before. It doesn't come from Lumbridge. What do you think, Sigmund? It is unknown to me, Your Grace. But the fact it is there is enough to prove Father Eric's story. It must have been dropped by a goblin as it fled. I've never heard of a goblin wearing something so well crafted. Then it must have been stolen. But it wasn't stolen from us. Where could it be from? That doesn't matter. You said yourselves the goblins couldn't have made that, so they must have stolen it from somewhere. Horrible thieving goblins have broken into our cellar. We must retaliate immediately. First, we should wipe out the goblins east of the river. Then we can march on the goblin village to the northwest. I will not commit troops until I have proof that goblins are behind this. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Please find out what you can about this brooch. The librarian in Varrock might be able to help identify the symbol. Alright. Rildo. Talked to him before. Very, very doable. Right up here in Varrock. Much easier getting here when we have a teleport. It's really working out for us. You'll love to see it. I'm gonna talk to Rildo here. Just chilling in the library, as he is wont to do. Ask about the brooch. What can you tell me about this brooch? I've never seen that symbol before. Where did you find it? In a cave beneath Lumbridge. Very odd. Have you any idea how it got there? A goblin might have dropped it. I've never heard of a goblin carrying a brooch like this. But just a minute. The other day, I filed a book about ancient goblin tribes. It's somewhere at the west end of the library, I think. Maybe that will be of some use. Classic Reldo. Somewhere on the west side of the library. Thanks. Found a book about the wilderness. Nope. History of the Goblin Race. This must be the goblin book I was looking for. Take the book from the bookcase. Wilderness manual. Don't need that. Out of here. We don't need to know anything about the wilderness. It's basically been removed. No PvP. Incredibly dangerous. Any information there is probably completely outdated. Instead, we'll go for the Goblin Symbol Book. A history of the goblin race. Goblin tradition holds that their race was created by a war god in order to fight a war against other gods. They never named their god, so whether it is the same as any of the gods worshipped by the other races is unknown. The legends also speak of goblins fighting against goblins during the wars, so it is likely that gods other than their creator used them as foot soldiers. Although goblins are still warlike, it is probable that in earlier ages they were more organized than they are now, especially if they were under the direct command of one or more gods. This is corroborated by finds unearthed at various archaeological sites, including the large excavation east of Varrock. Armor and weapons have been found, obviously made to fit goblins, but far more well made than their current equipment. Almost every piece of ancient goblin equipment has one of a number of symbols on it, and by correlating these symbols with the sketchy records that survived from the Third Age, it has been possible to identify 12 distinct goblin tribes or regiments. The separate identities of the tribes have long since dissolved, and no goblins remember their symbols, although their generals may still recognize the ancient tribal names. In the following pages, I present a list of their tribes and their symbols. We have the Thorobushan, goblins in the hills, the Garagushan, goblins of the sea, Rekushan, goblins of the north, Akilishan, goblins of the east, Idithun, goblins of the south, Naragushun, goblins of the west, Durgakushun, goblins of the fierce blades, Ozamogarab, live flesh eaters of the chaos god, Saragarag, Gak, foot soldiers of holy wrath, Durgashan, goblins of the strong spears, Horogothgar, eaters of manflesh, and the Yurgalok, the flatulent. Wild stuff. Hey, the symbol of the Durgashan tribe looks just like the symbol I found on the brooch. Wild stuff. And Reldo doesn't have anything else to say. And it's said in here that the Goblin Generals might have some information. We can pop over to Goblin Village. Go check that out. We got some wild goblin tribes there. We got live flesh eaters of the chaos gods and the flatulent. A wide gambit of goblins. Hopefully none of the live flesh eaters are still around. Maybe they can just be of the north. That good enough? Hopefully. Let us see what the goblins have to say for themselves. General Wartface and General Metnose. Have you ever heard, goblins in here, of the Durgashun? Durgashun? That old goblin legend. Lost tribe. In time of much war, there are many tribes. Big High War God send Dorgish tribe to fight beardy short people in mountains. No, he send them to fight tall people with biting blades. That's what I hear. It was beardy short people. That how legend go. Make up your minds. It was tall people. That what old storytellers say. No, beardy short people. That how legend always goes, stupid. You stupid. Do you want me to decide for you again? That most stupid idea yet. If it happened, it either happened one way or the other. You can't just decide which. Yeah, even goblins know that. Okay. It doesn't really matter. What happened to them? Well, they say, we not want to fight, so God punished them. That's silly. No goblin ever say that. What happened then? They lose battle. That's why God punished them. Haha, if they lost battle, they all be dead. No, they losing so they run away. And Big High War God punished them for running away. Who are they fighting again? Oh no, we've gone back to this again. Beardy short people in the mountains. No, tall people. Doesn't matter. Anyways. What kind of god would punish them for refusing to fight? Shh, must not question Big High War God. No, because he's much bigger than us. Well, either way, they refused to fight. Yeah, I suppose so. Anyway, then, Big High War God punished them. He turned their insides to stone. That's silly. Not as silly as green armor. What happened then? He put them inside stone. Big hole open in ground, and they all go into cave. That's not punishment. Cave's nice and cool. But then he closed cave so they not get out. You don't want to stay in cave all the time. So do goblins make their own tunnels? What? Make our own tunnels? We hadn't thought of that. Great. We've given the goblins more ideas. Well, I found a roach underground, and I looked up the symbol, and it was the symbol of the Dorvishan. That not look like goblin brooch. Goblins not wear jewelry. Well, if it is Dorvishan tribe, they not know who won big wars. You should greet them with goblin victory dance. No, you greet them with goblin tribal bow. Doing bow make you look like a wimp. And how tribes greet each other in old days. Only if they wimpy tribes, goblins salute strong. Wait, you say you won the big wars? Well, we must have done. We goblins. Goblins always win. Actually, we not know who won. It was goblins, I say. Well, why not show me both greetings? That good idea. Watch. Mimicking that. Here's the bow. Go and show you the goblin victory salute and goblin bow. Fantastic. Thanks. Bye then. Bye. So now we have new emotes. Fantastic. Let's go out into the goblin camp here. Do a big ol' goblin salute. And a goblin bow, which is pretty much just a normal bow. Fantastic. Well, that's all the information they had. So let's get back to investigating. We got more information about goblins. So let's go see what we can see. Back down in the cave. It's not really the lumbered swamp cave. It's connected to it, at least. Let's go and check things out here. We also saw another symbol on the first rock. So we can check what that means with the book here. Squeeze through the hole. Again. There's another brooch on the ground here. Wild stuff. This symbol is in this shape. If we look at these, it is Goblins of the East. Head out to the east, then. And we get into what originally was more of just tunnels, and now is much more very clearly a whole mine set up here. So that's definitely something. Looking around for more symbols. Here's a symbol. That's the same one we saw again, so that's east again. It's kind of going through here. Here's a symbol. This one's more of that shape. Just jot down what all the symbols here look like. Probably only going to need the directions ones. I don't think we're going to need to go to the hills or the sea underground. And hopefully not eat any flesh. Living or man. So, north, east, south, and west. This one is north. Very fancy, crossing a giant rib cage here instead of it just being a normal tunnel here. So just imagine nothing interesting is going on here. There's a symbol here that is to the west. That one's also west. Just keep going west. This one's north again. Had that one. Looping through this side here. All sorts of interesting stuff here that doesn't exist yet. That's okay. Here's a symbol for south. That's south here. Not very far south we can go. Kind of just loops around here a little bit. We got another east. That's great. Very specific information for these tunnels. It's good stuff. North. And another north. Just keep going north. Around this bend. Way out here on the side. This is more like it originally was. Just big old tunnel. Nothing really happening. Just a good time. Find another symbol here somewhere. Should be somewhere around here. There it is. That is west again. Making our way around this way. There's another symbol for east. And there is north. These symbols are very helpful. If we go the wrong way, things go poorly. So let's not have things go poorly. South at this intersection. And then here we've got go south again. Okay. Making our way around and around and around. All the way through to here. Where we got some cave goblin guards. And a named goblin, Mistak. What? Who are you? How did you get in here? Help! A surface dweller this deep in our mines will all be destroyed. Hi. Bow. A human knows ancient greeting? Perhaps you are a friend after all. Greetings, friend. I'm sorry I panicked when I saw you. Our legends tell of the surface as a place of horror and violence, where the gods forced us to fight in terrible battles. When I saw a surface dweller appear, I was afraid it was a return to the old days. Did you break into the castle cellar? It was an accident. We were following a seam of iron, and suddenly we found ourselves in a room. We blocked up our tunnel behind us and ran back here. Then we did what cave goblins always do when there's a problem. We hid and hoped it would go away. We meant no harm. Please tell the ruler of the above people that we want to make peace. Okay. Got any more information? Hello, friend. Can I mine the rocks here? I like mining. No offense, but we will not let you mine here until there is peace between the humans and the Dorgashin. Fair. Why did the Dorgashin live underground? Our ancient legends say that goblins were created by an evil god in order to fight in a huge war. That god sent the Dorgashin tribe to fight a battle where we would all die. But our ancestors escaped by hiding in a deep hole in the ground, where our god could not find us. Eventually, an earthquake sealed that hole, and they were forever safe. The war is over now, so you can return to the surface. Even if the gods are no longer at war, I find it hard to believe that a tribe of peaceful goblins would be safe above. I have heard of humans coming down into the caves to slaughter our people. But even if we could return, we would not want to. We're adapted to living underground. We have built a home for ourselves that we do not want to leave. Fair enough. Also the option there to ask about the name of that god. What was the name of your god? Our ancestors did not speak his name, thinking that to do so would attract his attention. His name has been unspoken for so long that it is now entirely forgotten. That is for the best. We have survived perfectly well without gods, and we do not want a return to the old ways. Reasonable. What happened to your arm? On this side, no arm. I lost it in a mining accident a few years ago. This area is very unstable. That's why we put markers on the wall showing the safest path. Explains that. So yeah, plenty of mining accidents are available out over there if you're not following the path. Can you show me the way out of the mine? Certainly. Please hurry. You must avert the war. This egg shows you the way through the mine. Fantastic. And we're back over here. An interesting development. Cave goblins. Right here, under the castle. Having a good time. Except for all the panicking over an ancient war god. Which, reasonable actually. Very reasonable. Being afraid of the surface, what people would think of goblins. Also, again, very reasonable. Correct to be concerned. I've made contact with the cave goblins. They say they were following a seam and broke into the cellar by mistake. And I suppose you believe them, goblin lover. Well, they seemed friendlier than most goblins, and nothing was taken from the cellar. Actually, something was taken. Sigmund has informed me that some of the castle's silverware is missing from the cellar. Unless it is returned, I'm afraid I'll have no option but war. Really. Can I help? Tell me about this silverware that was stolen. The precious lumbered silverware comes out only on special occasions. It was kept in storage in the cellar, but now the goblins have stolen it. So why did no one notice earlier? That doesn't matter. You'll never find it because the goblins took it, so you can't stop the war. Reasonable, obviously. Alright, let's go ask the goblins about that. Can't steal the precious lumbered silverware. Clearly that is a reason to exterminate an entire race. Advisor. He's got some advice. Don't trust him. Was it, wait, in this box? That's where you kept the precious silverware? Down with all the spiders? Kazgar. Hello, surface dweller. Who are you? This tag posted me here when surface dwellers started visiting the mine. By that they mean when I showed up a few minutes ago. If you have business in the Dorgashin mines, I'll guide you through the tunnels. Yes, please. Show me the way to the mine. Alright, but don't make any trouble. I must resist the urge to kill one of their guards. It's so possible. Mr. Ag. Hello, friend. Some silverware has gone missing from the castle cellar, and the Duke thinks you stole it? Oh no, we would never do such a thing. I assure you, we took nothing from the cellar. You must convince the Duke we are innocent. Anything else? Where's the silver you stole? No, they didn't. They just said they didn't. Leave the mines again. Certainly, please hurry. You must avert the war. We're trying. We're trying. Okay. So if they didn't steal it, and Sigmund was being incredibly insistent about everything, we need to investigate him. See what we can see here. Sigmund. We'll never find it, and there's nothing we can do, huh? Can I help you? The silverware stolen. It's gone. Steal a key mid-conversation. As you do. Open the closed chest. Find nothing. Open another chest. Get this key, just open all the boxes nearby. In the chest, you find a set of ham robes. Sigmund must be a member of the Humans Against Monsters cult. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Hey, Duke. Did you know Sigmund is a member of Ham? I had suspected it. But however much I disapprove of the Ham movement, it's not actually illegal. Keep an eye on him, though. Sigmund. Alright. So he's a member of Ham. That's more information. Ham would absolutely do things to start a war with goblins. That is exactly what they would do. Let's go poke around in the Ham hideout, which, once again, has been moved from the forest west of Lumbridge to a mine on the other side of the river to the east here. Goes to the same place. Still has the same pick locking to get in. So, should be doable. Pick and down. To the Ham hideout. Oh boy. Wow, we found the Lumbridge silverware. It was in the first crate in the Ham hideout. Could have done a better job hiding that, couldn't they have? My goodness. Anyways. You leave the Ham Fanatics camp. Never gonna find the silverware, huh? Nothing we can do to stop the war? I think you will find that we are very capable of doing those things. We're also capable of using the other staircase here, because it is closer to the Duke and Sigmund. So, that's great. Everything's great. Right up here. Back in here. Hey, Duke. I found the missing silverware in the Ham Cave. Sigmund, is this your doing? Of course not. The goblins must have, dropped the silverware as they ran away? Don't lie to me. I knew you were a Ham member, but I didn't think you would stoop to this. You were dismissed from my service. But don't you see it was for the best? For goblins to be living under our feet like this? It doesn't matter how civilized they are. All subhuman species must be wiped out. That's enough. Get out of my castle now. I see I was ill-advised. Unless there is an act of aggression by the cave goblins, there is no need for war. The Duke writes a document and signs it. This peace treaty specifies the border between Lumbridge and the cave goblin realm. Please take it to the cave goblins and tell them I would like to meet with their leader to sign it. Very good. All that over some silverware. Wild stuff. Honestly, whatever the silverware was worth, we could have just paid for it. There is some hilarious pricing differences between what a player is capable of and what countries need. Much later on, it's something like, oh no, we need 1 million coins. That's an absurd amount for an entire country for years. And we're just sitting there with millions, hundreds of millions, billions of coins. Anyways, we can fund an empire and defeat an army. And yet sometimes we just mess around. We are chaotic like that. Hey, Miss Dag, I'm back. Hello, friend. I have a peace treaty from the Duke of Lumbridge. A peace treaty? Then you will not invade? No, as long as you stick to the terms of this treaty, there will be no conflict. The Duke of Lumbridge wants to meet your ruler to sign it. I will summon Urtag, our headman, at once. The signing of the Lumbridge-Dorgeshan Treaty. Your Grace, I present Urtag, headman of the Dorgeshan. Welcome, Urtag. I am sorry that your race came under suspicion. I assure you that the warmongering element has been dealt with. I apologize for the damage to your cellar. I will send workers to repair the hole. No, let it stay. It can be a route of commerce between our lands. Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Lumbridge is in your debt. Please accept this ring as a token of my thanks. It is enchanted to save you in your hour of need. I too thank you. Accept the freedom of the Dorgeshan mines. These are strange times. I never dreamed that I would see the surface. Still less that I would be on friendly terms with its people. Press along, goblin. Soon you will be destroyed. Sigmund. Quest complete. 1 quest point. 3,000 mining XP. Teleported to a different location here. Ring of Life. Access to the Dorgeshan mining area. And 2 new emotes. Amazing. Bit of a darkness overlay there. Probably because we teleported from the mine, then into that cutscene, and then we left the mine, so it switched back to the skybox it was using, and then it switched back again. Anyways, we got access to the Dorgeshan mine now, so that's fun. Let's pop down there for a second. Go see what they got. It's a mine, so presumably they got stuff to mine in the mine. Hello, Khazgar here. Over to the mine. Here we go. Mistag. It's good to see you again. The Dorgeshan Council would like to ask a favor of you, if you're interested. Not right now. That's probably the next quest here. Can I sell you some ore? Certainly. I'll buy any iron or silver ore you mine. Speak to me again when you have some. So that is what you can do down the mine here. You can mine iron and silver, which is actually correct by what it originally would have been, and sell them to Mistag. You can find some silver down in here. There's some silver. Mine some silver. We can get silver nice and quick here. Pretty much, well, usually one swing. Get a little bit higher mining, it's probably be one swing every time. At least until we run out of stamina. Mining and smithing rework. And bring it back to Mistag. And there. Sell you some ore. Give you 240 gold pieces for the ore you're carrying. Sounds good. 60 GP per silver. And like 15-ish for iron. So not a lot. Did not stop me from mining ore down here to try to make money back in the day. Wasn't good then, still isn't good now. We've got much better options. And that is pretty much the mines here. We can also technically go around murdering the cave goblin guards to get their fancy bone weapons. Get a bone spear from this guy. And a bone club from this guy. Nardoc is not here yet. That's later. That's pretty much it. We can also potentially get a mining helmet. Maybe. Yep. Also drops from the cave goblins here. But more of the miners. Let's see if they've got the helmet on there. Yep, they do. So that works as a light source. Just get that from them. And then use it as a light source on a helmet. Save an inventory slot, but uses your helmet slot. So pros and cons, I suppose. but not too worried about that. And like we said earlier, we have another quest in the underground, but that'll have to wait for next time. Goodbye.